Okay, so this is part E, and I need to find an expression for P in terms of T. And I have this expression which is dP dt, the derivative, the rate of change, the differential equation. So I'd like to use dsolve for that, remembering that I'd like to use y for P and x for T, and initially that was my initial condition. So dsolve y dash equals 0.01y, bracket 1 minus y on 500, x, y are my variables, x equals 0, y equals 50, and when I press XC I get this expression. Now what it's done, because it's got partial fractions involved when you flip this around, it's got modular signs when you integrate the 1 on y. Now I know that y is population, so it's always going to be positive. So I'm going to take this answer and put it into a new line, and I'm just going to replace the y with y, because that's always going to be positive. Now my population goes from 50 up to a top limit of 500. So y minus 500 is always going to be negative. So I'm going to replace the modulus with the negative of that, because that's always going to be negative, which is 500 minus y. And notice that everything is being raised to the power of 1 on 500. So I'd like to raise everything, both left and right hand side, to 500 to cancel that, raising it to the power of 1 on 500. Now, because I've got x's and y's and they're locked inside of logarithms, I have to help this calculator out a little bit. That's much nicer. So with that answer, I might just try and solve for y. Since I don't have y's locked inside of powers anymore, interactive advanced solve for the letter y, and that gave me this expression. Now, I could divide everything by e to the x on 100. That would become 500 on the top. Divide that by e to the x on 100. That becomes 1. And then 9 divided by e to the x on 100 becomes this. What would that look like? It would look like this. So if I took that, and put it into a fraction and put it over e to the ex to the 100. So copy and paste, put that in the denominator, and take this term, make a fraction out of that, and make the 9 a fraction out of that, and I'm going to put copy, paste. So I'm dividing everything by e to the x on 100, top and bottom, therefore it's all the same, and that's where I get my nice term.